Well, if I'ma be submissive, then you better be doing wooty wop.
No clearance. True.
All right, so I recently have tried to kind of get loan forgiveness. Like, hey, can y'all help me out?
You are a teacher.
Because I ain't got it. Heavy on, I don't got it. So I looked it up, and you have to pay at least 120 payments in order to for them to forgive some shit.
Yeah.
So I just quick math, right? Just dividing 120 by 12 is 10. I gotta pay them bitches 10 years. We gotta be like, hey, we got you.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. There's
if you did a payment a week, that's 2.5.
2.5 years, but that's every week. You gotta drop something.
Or if you work for a nonprofit.
What? It's technically, could you do the main payment and then little $25 Jones or $20 Jones, and is that considered a payment?
Okay, maybe I got to look into that. I've been out of school for quite some time. I have not paid not one. Sally's probably going to be on my back after this, though.
Hey, I'm going to cut you off.
Yeah, we'll bleep
Don't
that,
say that.
Not part.
You are an upstanding citizen and you pay all your bills on time.
Somehow stumbled on some things in which things have not come through. Yeah, but I was talking to my friend and she was like, no, you need to do this program. You're a teacher. And I was like, oh, that sounds really good.
Oh yeah.
She's like, you just got to do 120 payments. Bitch.
Yeah, that's the program I was thinking about.
But here's the crazy thing. Most of us are on, I know I'm on a 10-year plan. So you were telling me if I was a teacher, by the time I got forgiveness.
But it's but it counts also for if you worked for a nonprofit before, that counts. So if you worked when you worked at your old job, if that was a nonprofit, forever long you was there, that counts towards the 10 years.
I get it, but it's for most of us, the 10 year was the max option.
2 years, huh?
I'm saying for most of us, the 10-year was the max option, meaning, so even if you did 120 payments, by the time you got the 120, you paid it off.
No, that's what you're talking about is different, Tyler.
Oh, because the way yours is divvied up. I get what you mean. Yeah.
No,
okay.
what Khadijah's talking about is the loan forgiveness, the federal loan forgiveness program, right? Is that what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 10 years, but you don't have to pay it off. You pay you don't pay
and it also is based on your
it's not
income.
enough to pay. It's 10 year 120 payments, not enough. It's not enough to pay off the loan, but it's 10 years worth of payments. You know what I'm saying? It's not you have to have it paid off in 10 years because most people have a 10-year plan, but that's not the case. Everyone who has a 10-year plan, their 10-year plan goes over 10 years anyway.
Yeah, needless to say, I'm not excited about it, and I'm kind of iffy about it because once you start making those payments, then I'm just okay, let's say I'm doing this joint for 10 years, right? That means I'm not gonna be debt free from the government until 2033. Shut the fuck up. What? That don't sound crazy to nobody.
Let's do a quick little financial let's help the people out financially, okay? If you ever in debt, you always have the principal and the interest payment. All you really got to do if you want to shorten the payment length, all right, you always pay the actual amount, but you always make sure you put a little bit more on the principal. That will cut down the time you have on the loan. And then make sure you put it on the principal. Do not just give them money because they'll do some BS lower the interest rate. You let them niggas know this is for the principal. Anything extra is for the principal, which over time will lower your loan, which means you'll be able to pay it off faster if you make sure you put anything extra on the principal. Now, how do you do that? You got to check in with whoever you got the loan with. But daggone, make sure you go on the principal.
Okay, well, I don't know. Me and Sally are still chatting.
Also, Khadijah, it won't be 33. What you've already worked counts towards that 10. So, I don't know how long you worked.
Okay, so I need you I need you right here with me.
Yeah.
We right here.
Okay.
Right here.
Now, the years I've put in.
Count.
Let's say that, oh shit, my
Eyes
check
dry to the bone.
went missing,
Yeah.
and the check didn't land. You picking up what I'm saying? So does that still count, or does it not?
A payment's a payment. 120 payments. If you miss a payment, that don't
They
count.
didn't say straight.
Yeah,
just
it doesn't have to
120.
be consecutive. It doesn't have to be consecutive neither. So like if you get another job that's not a nonprofit, it'll put it on pause, and then when you go to another job that's a nonprofit, it'll continue. So like,
got it. Okay.
It doesn't have to be consecutive, but like over time, it's that's why it says 120 payments.
Okay, so my friend said I just need to stay in education.
Yeah.
She was like, as long as I'm educating,
You're good.
or in the education realm related to a Title I school. Title I school, for those of you who don't know, is basically the schools in the hood or that populate, the lower income kids. Shout out
Y'all
to them.
niggas.
The realest.
Yeah. So the years you already put in count.
Wouldn't be able to get this without them. So
Y'all
keep your
niggas
heads
is
up, kids.
trapped.
Yeah. So like,
Y'all niggas is trapped like a mud. This shit is sad.
Niggas is, I'm telling you, Sally Mae is blood in, blood out. I don't care what nobody says.
That's why
That
I
shit
didn't
is
sign-
gang
I seen the
affiliated.
contract. I seen Sally Mae's contract. I was like, that sounds like a white woman's name. Can't trust it. Not me. I ain't
Nah,
signed
you
that.
you could legit probably pay that hoe off before.
And I only have
anything
30,000, so it's not even like I don't have a lot.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
man,
nah,
not that hoe
what?
out, man. I paid
You'll
my
be
car off
done.
in 6 years.
120 payments. That shit be already be done half the time. You don't even
I
need
know.
120 payments for that.
That's 10 years. Most people pay for a car and it's like 6 with more than that. So I mean, I know you don't want to actually finish paying it. I know you don't want
I don't want to finish. Ooh, I
Let out
like
that
that. Yeah, I
much
don't want to
money.
finish paying it.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to let out that much money, you know what I'm saying? Nobody does.
I
but
think
it's
that's
like,
what it
You
is.
got
But
hope.
I have another friend who she paid her whole shit off, and she's like, living life. But
yeah, man.
Like,
it's
shoot.
just a lot.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't never gonna pay mine off. I ain't never gonna pay it off.
Hey.
I've accepted that's a lifelong.
Tyler, have
debt.
you paid all yours off?
Oh no, no. Well, nah, not since we've been on deferment. I ain't touched it. I had like a grant, so I put some grant money on it, but I ain't touched it since, man. I knocked out my car note, and I'm knocking out.
Shout out to that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to bang out my car note too.
For saying, didn't you get almost a full? It was almost a full, right?
I got a lot of money.
Yeah.
I got a lot of money for college. I'm pretty much where I'm now. I think it's like 25,000. And just because St. A's tuition was like 50,000 like a year, so it could have been 200 something in the hole.
See, the shit that fucked me up, I had a full ride, but because I took courses during like the non-standard time, so I took courses during the winter break, the summer.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I would have been Gucci, but I wanted to get the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I'm about to say. So you graduated early.
Yeah, I graduated in 3 years.
Congratulations.
Oh, what?
Yeah, well, Sally's like, hey, nigga, try again. Not impressed.
I was thinking that, Khadijah. It seemed like you.
But I was the first. See, this is why it's important to have friends that are also in college and just know. I was the first generation, so nobody told me like, hey, it's cute to be done early, but actually, like, you're gonna have to pay that bread back.
You had a full ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have took my time.
All right, I ain't laughing at you.
Good for you.
No, I can laugh
that's
now.
Impressive.
It's like,
it's crazy. Honestly, I respect it, but I'm glad. First of all, for you to even have a full ride, my goodness, shout out to you.
Shout out to being adopted. If you're adopted, please look into that because you can go to school, your state college for free.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to get that. But I was too old to get adopted, so I was never adopted.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I was never adopted, so I couldn't get it because you get adopted by family, don't count.
See how they try to do you though?
Yeah,
that's
some
bullshit.
But also, I was never legally adopted. I just never left.
Oh,
I just stayed. I just didn't leave. They were like, "You want to leave?" I was like, "No." They're like, "Okay." I just stayed there. I don't even think I was
Tyler, but yes, they want to break up the black family. That's exactly
what they want to do.
You know what I'm saying? It is a scheme.
It's a scheme
developed by the white man
in
order to keep the population of the white community superior to the black man. We must come together and unify in order to overcome.
We all know a black person that talk like that though.
Damn.
Donations.
I hate that.
Shout out to brother.
What were you saying,
brother
Jalen? You said
Umar.
something.
Shout out to
I-
brother Umar. Dr. Umar, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say you went to a commuter school, so I feel like it's easier to get to like continue to go to school just nonstop, as opposed like if you go to like when you live there, then it's like, oh, I gotta move my stuff. Like it's like
Yeah, no, I guess that's part of it.
You'd want to go home, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to like
I could have paid extra to live on campus because UMass Boston is now like competing with like Harvard and shit like that. So they have like dorms and things like that. But I actually was just like, it doesn't make sense. I do regret it though, and I think like for my kids, I'm gonna push living on campus, HBCUs. That's why it's very important for me to be like financially in a good place before I have kids, because there's certain things that's like you're absolutely gonna go to an HBCU, if not tour HBCUs. Like I think coming up, like it wasn't pushed to me, and I regret it.
I was supposed to do that like this summer before my senior year, but then one of my uncles passed, so then they were like, "Oh, gotta pay for a funeral." So
get y'all life insurance. Did he? I'm assuming he ain't had no life insurance. If you saying that,
no, it was a different
life
uncle.
insurance. That's a good one.
It was a different uncle that was supposed to take me. I don't know if he had life insurance. I was like 17. I don't know why. I would not know that.
Oh, life was beautiful. Yeah.
I didn't even know what life insurance.
You were still golden. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, I had a
good.
I had a family member who
back.
I think that same year.
I had wire glasses. I look like a nerd.
Wait. I'm not talking to you.
Hairline was looking
This
strong.
Said my hairline.
And I still have my superpowers. As I'm getting older, I'm losing my blackness. I feel like this is why I wanted to talk about this. As you get older, your skin changes. I get sunburns now like a white man, and I never got a sunburn in my life until
Do you realize that's because you ain't be outside as much? You just need to take your ass outside.
Yeah,
I do be outside.
Your skin is, I don't want to say mutating, but it's adjusting to like your surroundings.
Think about it, bro. We spend at least 9-8 hours a day inside. Now, when we was kids in college, we was playing sports, or even in college, we had to walk between, from building to building.
So
niggas
my job,
football practice.
See, I be outside of my job.
You got a whole uniform on, though.
Yeah, you act like you in your hoochie daddy shorts at work.
I got my sleeves. My arm. I mean, my arms get tanned. My arms getting sunburned. That's what I'm saying. My arms get sunburned.
Okay, but this is gonna lead to a good conversation. Are you one of those black people that believe like we don't need sunscreen?
No,
I knew you was gonna say that.
In sunscreen.
I knew you was gonna say that, Khadijah.
I believe in sunscreen.
I need my black melanated people to know, hey, the melanin's popping, but we need to. Melanoma doesn't give a fuck if you're black or white.
I'm not gonna lie. I am one of those niggas.
You got some.
I am one of those.
You need the sunscreen. You got your skin is already fighting itself, and you gonna fight the sun.
You need to wear sunscreen. You can. And I'm not gonna say this. I went to Cuba, right, thinking like, oh, bitch, like we got melanin, like we eat this. Got burnt the fuck up to the point where the housekeeper had to like cut up aloe vera for me to eat because my skin was like that.
That
like,
sun in Cuba was different though.
Let me first
all
state.
y'all were fucked up.
Let me first state. I wear t-shirts and shorts faithfully, so your boy ain't really gonna get hit that bad. That's number one. Number two, Jay, continue to bring up my skin condition. Now the sun is very much helpful to my skin. Matter of fact, it clears it up, which is why I at least for a minute.
For real?
Oh really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Oh,
yeah, I know you didn't know that, Jay. I know you fucking didn't know that. Clearly,
you would think.
No, the sun.
Hey, the sun so you need to be out in that mug. Then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because when I go on vacation and I'm chilling on the beach and I do all this stuff,
that because of vitamin D though? Quick.
Yes.
So you should get vitamin D like lotion or something.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. This is the crazy part, right? Wow,
This episode is brought to you by Canva. Canva is a graphic design platform used to create social media graphics, presentations, posters, documents, and other visual content. The app includes templates for users to use to design whatever they want, for the free. The platform is free and free to use, but also offers a paid subscription, Canva Pro, which will unlock an even larger library of graphics, images, templates, and videos to add to your designs. So please tap the link in the description and get started.
Very true. It's the sun is just magical. That and ocean water. Like those two things just really can't be
Yeah,
explained.
ocean water.
Can never.
in
Black people
regards
always
to-
gotta make it something magical or some
this
shit.
what my
You really should
dermatologist
take
told
that
me.
means that you have a
No.
vitamin D probably deficiency that's not helping
No,
you. So you
I'm
need
not.
to.
I'm not
No,
trying
no,
to.
it's-
You are
that's a
very
real
true,
thing.
and I do like understand that.
Okay.
But it's just something about what the Lord created.
I
Okay,
hate that.
something about the Lord placing His hand on the earth, saying, "Let there be light," and there was
I
light
hate him.
that
So-
Hey,
heals
can we start the
my
episode?
body.
Hey,
You
Tyler,
know
can
what
you
I'm
do the
saying?
intro?
What's
been 15
going on,
minutes.
good people? Hallelujah.
Damn, we hit a lot of
Praise the
points in
Lord.
that intro. That was
Right?
great.
This
Hey, Jesus.
is the No Clearance Podcast. Well, I'm your host, Tyler, man, and I'm here with the Queen Khadijah, host of Dare to Talk,
K Tutter.
you know what I'm saying? But also, host of No Clearance. And we have with us, you know what I'm saying, our audio visual production master,
Fighting demons.
fighting demons, the light
fighting, I ain't
skinned
got no
of
demons.
light skins. You feel me?
The
He
only-
was not here last week, but he has come back.
I was
He's
making
here.
somebody.
He was going to get some money.
Hey,
All
talk
right.
about
Yeah.
going to the bag
You don't need
You
to
know
know
what I'm
how I
saying?
was making money, but I was making money, everybody. It was
legally.
My job. It was my
Legally.
job. I was working. I
So here we are. Here with another episode, man. And just want to let y'all know, man, it's good to see y'all once again. Blessed to be in y'all's virtual presence. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? How was Khadijah, how was your 4th of July weekend?
You mean my Monday? It was cool.
Oh, that's right. That's right. How was your
Stay
white
woke.
man's freedom?
Yeah, I fun fact, I've never I think the older I get, the more disconnected I am with 4th of July. And I'm just like, cool, I'm gonna take the day for sure. But I've never been that like, ooh, wear your red, white, and blue. Like I think even as a kid, my mom wasn't even into like that being so patriotic.
Oh, we never. I've
I don't
never known any
recall,
black
like I
people to
can't
go
find
hard.
one picture where, you know what I mean? Like no.
Yep. Yeah, I
So,
feel you.
I'm
I
it's a
feel you.
whole
Jay,
patriotic.
Jay, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was a good weekend. I'm patriotic. I like to think, but not
Okay.
in like I have family in the military, so like they're like, oh, they love America, but like
I do
I had a good
too.
weekend.
But he, we call him a coon.
But here's the thing. My thing is, I love America too.
It's my brother, so I can say shit like that.
It sucks though, because it's like
Hey, Mo.
I got like when it comes to like Independence Day and stuff, like I want to celebrate it, but like I feel like embarrassed to celebrate it because it's like
Why are you embarrassed to celebrate it?
oh, this nigga loves America. He a coon, and that's like what makes you a coon about loving America? I ain't got no other country to love. I can't love Africa because I don't know where in Africa I'm from. Because Africa is not just it's a continent. It's not a country. So like
That's fair.
and like
For your saliva and $40 a month, we can
Yeah.
find your tribe.
and they get your damn fucking DNA and shit. I don't like that. I did
Hey,
it too late.
Mo-
It's too late.
I was
already
about to
got it.
use Mo, and I was gonna use it correctly.
Hey, go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
I was gonna
Mo.
say, you don't think I hear
I just-
you, right? And I
It
see you, my
sucks,
brother.
Because like,
But you don't think the government has like your DNA from somewhere else? Like you were born, you don't think they took a swab or?
Yeah, but like this one's like more of giving them more DNA that like it's like willingly like I guess
Okay.
it's different if they take it if you don't know they took it. But
You
like
know
now
what's-
you know it's like oh yeah
That's
they kind of got it.
You know what's interesting about what you said, Jay? Like, okay, you got family members in the military. All right, that's what Veterans Day and Memorial Day
No,
and
you're
Armed
right.
Forces
No, you're
Day
right.
is for.
Yeah.
Independence Day is literally for, to celebrate, us separating from England, doing all that stuff.
Mhm.
I can understand as a black person why you
It's
say,
hard.
nah, this ain't our holiday. I can also understand as an American citizen why it's important to remember that historical moment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But the problem with it is, as a black American citizen, we weren't considered citizens at the time that
Yeah.
happened.
Now you're right.
Which is kind of what Juneteenth, now that we have Juneteenth,
I need
July,
Tyler to
4th of
get
July seems very chill. It ain't as, folk don't go as
Yeah.
hard 4th of July
Yeah.
now that
Not no
Juneteenth is
more.
a holiday. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, I mean, for those who celebrate it, I get you. But as a black American, you have that option to be like, bruh, we weren't, this wasn't our freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I don't shit on people that like do celebrate it. I mean, that's your business. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like one of those things. Like if you're a black Republican, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like there's no
Yeah.
shade,
I just
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
thing is-
just know how I move and how like there's certain things that I'm just like, okay, cool.
it just sucks as like being like a black American, because like you don't have a country. Like everyone else got a country. Like if you're like, even if you're from Puerto Rico, technically it's America, but they have a whole culture to it. So it's like
Yeah.
it's the own thing. Like, or like if you're like Dominican, or like if you're from like Haiti, or like shit like that, they have that difference of like, yeah, I have this whole culture. For us, our culture is like black American culture, but like we don't rep our country. And like we're like we're the only people who don't really rep a country. And sometimes it's like you want to be like part of those things when they all rep your flag, and we ain't got no flag.
Shit, I'm gonna go ahead and make
Oh, that
one.
sucks.
We gonna go.
If you think about it, like like you ever see like the
I'm
Brazilians?
sorry.
You ever
Just
see a
draw one
Brazilian?
up.
Them niggas always got that damn yellow and green on. They love that shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
I tell everybody this. There is, and I say this because I'm Puerto Rican. There will be somebody with a Puerto Rican license plate, Puerto Rican like boxing gloves in the car,
Yeah.
Puerto Rican flag hanging, the head seat in the car, Puerto Rican flag, and then you be like, "Oh, are you Puerto Rican?" Like, how'd you know? Like very, and it's like, bitch, look at the like, what the fuck? And so literally, and I used to talk shit about this, right? Because I feel like Puerto Ricans are so like proud and like, I was cleaning my car this weekend, and don't you know I found a fan with the Puerto Rican flag? I was like, oh my God. It's just innate. So I get
Yeah.
it. I mean, you want to have something that you're proud of and you rep.
Yeah.
A fucking fan. Who the fuck even has fans?
Even I
like
got a
this no
Puerto
more?
Rican flag in my car. Everyone got a Puerto
See
Rican
what I'm
flag in their
saying?
car. I ain't even Puerto Rican.
That's funny.
So I get it. I get not having
Yeah.
that like flag to feel like, but yeah. You can use the Marcus Garvey flag.
It is interesting.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say what I think about.
No, say it. I mean,
That shit's ugly, bro. Why we
It is.
got the
I mean,
ugliest
aesthetically,
flag?
it's not pleasing.
We got the
I'm
ugliest flag. Like,
I know.
I love the understanding behind each of the colors though, but it's like,
Oh,
they
the
just don't look
symbolism.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't look good together.
Yeah, no,
Is
the
it
flag
be-
is actually really not like aesthetically pleasing. Look
It's
at that.
not. Like, it really isn't. It really isn't, Tyler. You gotta say it really isn't.
It's
It's
I
cool.
love what it stands for.
I
but
love
is it aesthetically pleasing? Not really.
No, it's like they could have. It felt like they just picked the three colors and lined them up, and it was like, "Ooh, that looks good."
They
feel
could have
like
cooked this up.
if they could have put
Tyler.
a symbol on it or
Google
something.
it, Tyler. Go ahead and look up the
I'm-
flag.
I'm
They could
looking
have
it
cooked
up.
this
If
up.
they could have put a symbol on it or something. They could have did something.
I mean,
Black Power Fist.
Ooh, that would have been hot.
But like when they
mean-
do it, it's not real. But like the real one, like you see them with the Black Power Fist on them, but like
It's
that's
not
not the official
terrible.
flag.
It's not terrible. It's not.
It's
But
not
could
terrible.
could they have cooked this up? Absolutely.
Though it's like a letdown because like we're such a creative people and like it's not up to par. You get what I'm saying? Like black
Is
people
this
are the
your
most creative.
king? Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
the
literally.
black people are the most creative people on the earth besides like Asian people. Those niggas is bad creative too. But like we could have worked a little bit harder on the flag.
yo, 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 yo.
No.
So your boy was on the grill this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, did you have to see those? I love how we're just gonna let's bypass
what I said.
Your boy was on the grill, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't burned nothing this time. Swagged it out all the way. Had the chicken, grilled some salmon. You feel me?
Ooh,
Vegetables
grilled salmon.
with the
That sounds good.
with the corn, the fam. Enjoyed the food. Definitely appreciate it. It's crazy because Juneteenth folk was like, "Yo, millennials is trash for not having no cookout." So I was like, "All right, bro." But technically, it was a brunch. Ain't nobody eat outside. I ain't even had no tables outside. Too hot for that shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even about the cookout. It's just like nasty out.
Yeah.
Like the sun is angry at motherfuckers.
But yo,
like
I'm
he's
at
like,
a point.
"Oh, heard you. Quarantine got your ass."
It's crazy because growing up, you anywhere you go, right? They make way too much food, and everybody and their mama got to take home like 4 or 5 plates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
end up going in the trash. Yep.
Exactly. So there was a couple times I've had like family functions at my house, and I did too much, and I'm eating the same thing for like 2 weeks. So this time I was like, "Yo, I'm only getting 1 pack of chicken, like 1 pack of sausages, couple packs of bacon." You know
And
what
then
I'm
you run
saying?
out.
Exactly.
That
And,
always happens.
It's like never a happy medium.
No, but it actually worked out this time because on top of like the food we made, like my mama brought something.
Okay, there you go.
And we ordered like a seafood boil, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of worked out, but it's just like, it's crazy. Growing up, it was a sin if you ran out of food, apparently.
Oh, for
And I'm
real?
like,
Really?
I am killing that noise.
Wow.
That is something I will not abide by. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because there used to be situation growing up where somebody would show up 2-3 hours late, and you gotta make sure you got some food for them. And I'm like, forget you. If
My
the food
thing
run out
is-
because you late, that's your fault.
But that's how it be.
I'm just trying to figure out the sin. You see what I'm saying? Let me
not like on some actual, biblical. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
not
like
biblical. Okay.
It's a bad taste. It's just bad taste and not.
it just don't look good.
Yeah.
Which is true. It don't look good. Like you invite people.
But it's
over, you
also
run out
like,
food.
hey,
It's like,
whose fault is it? You wanted to fucking
you
cook
missed
out
the food.
stop because you know how our people be. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm about to hit a Wooty Woots cookout. Then I'm about to go to Mo's cookout, and then I'm gonna see you. Well, I hope you ate at those other 2 cookouts.
I can understand it being bad. Like the initial guests, the people who show up on time, and you run out of food. That could look bad.
Yeah, cookout food is not good. Like after it's like sitting though.
You know what I mean? And that's another thing.
You want that thing fresh. Like, I'm
Yeah.
about to get this burger fresh off the grill.
Yeah, man. And by the way, real quick, man, let me give a shout out to my mama, man.
Hey, shout out to mama.
My mama made one heck of a rum cake. All right. Shout out to her. If y'all ever need a rum cake, y'all go to Baby Doll Sweet Treats on Instagram. She selling rum cakes for $35. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. It's the greatest thing I've ever had in my life.
Is good though.
The rum cake popping.
Rum cakes is good.
She made a gluten-free.
Hey,
and
okay.
It bruh couldn't tell the difference.
Sure she didn't put a little gluten in there?
I'm sure because there was one dude at the cookout at the brunch who he couldn't do gluten. We did it just for him.
Yeah.
We did a whole cake just for this man.
Oh, that was really nice of y'all though, Tyler.
He did not die
like that.
Yeah.
He did not die on our watch. You feel me? So
I used to think that gluten
where all the
intolerance
flavor
was like a
is.
it up thing.
I used to think it was a white girl thing. When we was in St. A's, I just thought it was a white girl thing.
That did seem like a white girl thing.
It was a white girl
in college. Yeah, them girls got real skinny real quick. That was crazy.
Talk about I'm
gluten-free. But you know what? My cousin, she cut out gluten, and she told me like, she's like, I'm less depressed or less like anxious and sad.
I thought it was a diet. I thought it was a diet when I first heard about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
the food, what you put in your body, man, it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Nasty though.
You know, I'm 2 weeks off of my little fast, and I'll be feeling it. I feel it a little different. The food be hitting my stomach a little different nowadays.
Feel a little slow.
Yeah, it was funny. I was talking to somebody on Sunday, and shout out to Britt. I was talking to Britt on Sunday, and she was like, "So you off your diet?" I was like, "Man, I was lighter. My skin was better. I ain't had no sinus issues." And she was like, "And you stopped doing it?" And I was like, "You're right. I mean, everything was going well when I was, but your boy needs some fried, some wings every now and then. You know what I'm saying? My dumb
Dabbled
ass
a
though,
bit.
I had some. My dumb ass got some ice cream. That shit hit me hard, my
I was
nigga.
gonna say.
Well, you got to make sure that when you strip yourself of things that you ease it back in slow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
that's
didn't
the
eat
shit
that
that
ice
fucks you
cream.
up.
Yeah,
My
that ice
nigga
cream.
I got 2 scoops.
got the bubble guts. I can only imagine.
Ooh.
His stomach.
Not the bubble gut.
Oh, oh. There's
All
something
right,
going
man.
on.
Hold that thought. Be right back.
So check this, man. Let's get into some music real quick. Let's get into some music. We got some announcements for those who've been living under a rock. Okay.
A boulder.
Let's first off, big shout out to Joey Badass, man. He dropped a single. He did a feature with Chance the Rapper. And then he did a feature with Chance the Rapper, Highs and Lows. And then he dropped a single called When I Come. I think it's When I Come. The video was dope. It gave you a real like 2000s vibe, which is ironic because the name of the album is 2000. Which, oh snap, just blew my mind. He dropped his first
1999.
mixtape was 1999. Now
Yeah.
he dropping the album 2000. I'll be
You
dang.
didn't get that right
All
away.
right. No, I got 2000. I was looking at the video and I was like, oh, this give me real 2000 vibes.
Yeah.
So that's what I was. All right. So July 22nd. Be on the lookout for
That's a
Joey
big
Badass.
day.
Why is it big?
This Nope comes out. The new Jordan Peele movie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey,
I like
I
that.
gotta
Palmer's
see
been
that. I haven't
having a
seen
year.
the previews. That shit look like it's gonna be crazy.
I
Previews look
stopped
crazy.
watching the previews.
Huh?
I said I stopped watching the previews. I got going blind.
I respect it. I respect it.
That makes
I
sense.
respect
Cool.
Ever since Doctor
Um,
Strange, I stopped watching the trailers.
Oh, that makes sense.
I never watched trailers to begin with, so I respect it.
Yeah, I just
I
if it come
respect
on the TV, when you're watching
Yeah, it just-
streaming, I refuse.
just gotta
I
hit me,
refuse
you
to
know
pay
what I'm
extra
saying?
for some without ads. So I'm gonna sit here and watch the ads. That's the white man trying to get your $2.
That's a phone break. I kind of miss ads sometimes. You'd be like, that's a phone break.
See what I'm
Sometimes
saying?
you
Get
need a
on the
phone
break.
TikTok real quick.
You know, you can just pause it.
Cool. You right.
You could, but like, no, it's like an intermission. It's like sometimes you need a breather from the show, pausing it, and just to watch TikToks. It feels like now it's like you got nothing else. You need some noise in the background. Some
Okay.
background
Okay.
noise.
We got to be able to sit in some silence. Let's get a little
I
ridiculous.
like background noise.
Even for me. Okay. Another one. Shout out to the Queen. We knew this was coming, but
Yeah.
Beyonce hit us with a haymaker when she dropped this album cover.
You talk about that horse.
You
She
got any
got 3
sound effects for
fucking
this?
kids. Can you imagine?
Bro.
She got
Like,
the heavies,
hey,
bro.
and I say this as a bitch that is constantly trying to get it together. It's like, hey, I was feeling good about my body, and then she got up on that fucking horse, and I was like, that body gave birth to 2 kids at once and 1 kid. Like, you got 3 kids and you look like that?
She be working out a lot though.
No,
Beyonce
but
be
her
working.
shit is like crazy though. I could never.
And she don't be eating when she be in album mode. She don't
No,
eat.
she goes like vegan and shit. Like she's eating. She does that Tyler shit. I need. You're not gonna take that little bit of enjoyment I get out of
Like we see, it was so funny when it comes to these things. It's like we see when people get results from it, but it's like you gotta do all that.
But this is my thing. I'm a foodie. If you're somebody that doesn't give a fuck about food or eating, you literally eat to like stay alive, then you're not. It's not gonna impact you. But I enjoy the food I eat. I like to eat for like enjoyment.
I read a Shonda Rhimes article one day and I found out that Beyonce told her to take a tablespoon of olive oil every day. It's supposed to help with her health and help her give more energy during the day. Now that's what Beyonce told Shonda Rhimes.
I gotta buy
So
olive
I'm just
oil.
like, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all that.
Say less.
Give y'all
No,
those
it's fine.
words.
Olive oil. That's
I went on a whole liquid diet because Beyonce said to do it.
You did a liquid
The only thing I won't
diet.
stand by is if she said, "Oh, I eat my shit every day," and it's like, "All right, B, you gotta kind of chill out." But other than that, like I'm doing a juice, a detox, a cleanse, whatever the queen say.
I think I want to go on a diet.
Joint? All right,
You
what
say you
gonna
don't
do?
want to go on a diet?
I
or you
said,
do?
I think I might want to do that.
See, I don't like that terminology. Diet is temperamental, right?
No,
like
that's
it's for a moment.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
I want to do it for a moment.
Yeah, just
That's
want
why I
to
said I
jumpstart.
want
You
to
want
diet.
like
Because I understand like
yeah.
when you want to lose weight, you gotta like just switch the way you eat, not go on a diet. But like
Yeah.
I want to do a diet just to do it for a little bit. See how I
that
feel.
makes sense.
That's what Tyler basically did. That's what you did. You did the proper terminology of a diet.
Yeah, I consider it a fast, but yeah, same thing. I literally had a
still
whole
eating,
thing
though.
about this.
You was still eating.
I gave up. It was
Pleasure. Food pleasure.
letting
Yeah.
go of things
Yeah.
and instead of,
The
trying to
shit
change some
that's
shit.
act like good. Yeah. Flavor.
But like when
Oh.
people think of diets, that's what it's supposed to be. It's a diet's like you said, Khadija, a temporary thing. It's not a
Yeah, it's not.
long-term thing.
I'm looking for the lifestyle change. I will say I definitely eat cleaner, but that's because I'm buying the groceries.
Yeah,
Like,
when you live on your own, that's what I was gonna say. When you live on your own, you eat better because you buy the groceries.
I do a lot less rice. Oh my god, growing up Puerto Rican is fucking hard. Always some type of fucking rice with like meat. Yo, I remember I used to get into it with my mom. Rice again.
We
Like,
just
what the
had
fuck?
this yesterday and the day before
We
that.
just had fucking rice with beans. She's like, now it's rice with candole. And I'm like, we just like, what the fuck? Like
every
to
day?
the point where my mom made American night, and my mom's version of American night is like mashed potatoes, baked chicken. That's American to her. So
Hey
yeah.
Mo, it's funny that I was a rice. I was heavy on the rice growing up too. But now that I'm older, like I'm learning about the different rice substitutes like farro or bulgur wheat or
Quinoa and shit.
quinoa and shit, couscous. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, couscous kind of go crazy.
It do slap.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't know what you was talking about till you said quinoa. I was like, rice substitutes. You'd be quinoa and couscous, and then you started naming other shit. I was like, okay, Tyler. I was like, oh,
Hey,
shit. You could have said couscous and the other one, quinoa, but you had to show that you know your shit, bro. I would commend you for that. I'm impressed.
Honestly, his face was just like, and then we said quinoa, couscous. He's like, it was the nod. He was like,
That shit was impressive, bro.
Thank you, my brother. I'm a well-rounded man. I'm a well-rounded individual. You know what I'm saying?
Me every day, T.
Oh,
I think that's a good thing, right? That's
a good thing.
Either you surprise me in good ways and bad ways.
Oh, well, we're not going to focus on the negative.
Yeah,
my wife be calling me boring. My wife be
Huh?
calling me boring, so I'm glad that I can surprise somebody. My wife, I'm very predictable to my wife, so I'm glad I can be.
Aren't we all?
I guess so, man. I guess so.
Everybody's predictable. Even your wife's predictable. My wife's predictable. My fiance is predictable. I know what she's doing right now.
Yeah, we all, because we get into these habits. I cannot. Y'all are suck. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Ooh, man. All right, speaking of relationships, man, we came across his Instagram post. Shout out to Shan Boudram. Her Instagram is Shan Booty. Real quick, Jay, who is she interviewing again? I forget this girl's name.
I just found out her full name, but her name, she's Watch Jazzy on Instagram. I think her name's Jasmine.
I think
Brown.
at some point she was on Wildin' Out.
She was on Wild Out for a little bit.
I believe she has like is she on radio?
She got podcasts.
She be working.
She on radio and she in radio.
She be working. She be grinding. This episode is brought to you by the good people at No Clearance. All right, go to noclearancepod.com/shop. We have merchandise for you to wear. Please support the brand. Okay, we got our new clearance collection. All right, with the Defy the Trends, Be the Standard shirts, as well as the No Clearance shirt and the Superior No Clearance shirt with the dad hats. Dad hats are selling big. Okay, so please make sure you go to noclearancepod.com/shop. Buy you some merch to support the podcast so we can get bigger and better every week. Thank you. Back to the show.
She's a comedian. She a stand-up too.
She interviewed with Shan Boudram on her Lovers and Friends podcast, and it was about being submissive. And when Shan Boudram asked her what did it mean to be submissive, I can't do word for word, but she pretty much said, I pretty much do everything for my man. She was saying,
I think the shit he gonna do before he do it.
yeah, pack his bag, unpack his bag. I pretty much know. Yeah. She pays attention. She pays attention to her
Spit it
man.
out, Tyler. Why you stumbling on this bitch?
She pays attention to her man, and she helps him by doing things the nigga needs done. And she says she spoils the nigga. Like she loves her flex for her is the way she treats her man. Now, this went viral on the internet. There was a lot of niggas, a lot of hoteps, a lot of just black men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was posting this. Just saying, hey, king, get you a queen. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of niggas who think they the fucking prize.
There was also a lot of women that had to give a whole paragraph of context behind what she was saying. Well, if I'm gonna be submissive, then you better be doing wooty wop and that do. That's what it was. You better be coming at me like
I want y'all to just know I've
and
gotten so
provide
good
me
at just remaining composed.
Yo,
My composure has really gotten better.
not you doing that impression.
Woody wop.
He's such an old head. It's not
Oh my god,
That's a sound bite, bro.
such a fucking old head. Like, oh
I will
my
not make
god.
that a sound bite. You have
Let
to
me
do that
first
yourself.
ask Khadijah, Queen. What first of all, before we get into what she said, what does it mean to you? What does being submissive or submitting? What does being submissive mean to you in a relationship? Yes, in a relationship, what does it mean?
I think it's very easy for when we're talking about submission to think about physical things, right? Like, oh, I rub my man's back, I unpack his bags, and I think that's important, right? I'm not going to take away from that. But I think submission is also about submitting yourself emotionally, right? I'm very big on like emotional shit and the impact that can have on a relationship. Submitting as far as like, hey, I'm gonna step back and not be like, oh, well, I told you so, right? You want to be this man's safe space. And I do agree that she's like talking about being his safe space and how she provides that safe space in a physical sense. But you also want to provide that in a safe space in a social emotional sense, right? I want to make sure that when you come home, you feel loved, you feel cared for, you feel seen, you feel heard, and all those things. So submission to me doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I got to clean these dishes before Harpo get back. But like when he comes in, I want him to when he comes in, I want him to feel safe. I want, ask him about his day. Maybe that's buying him flowers, after I come off work, making him feel special where it's not necessarily, I guess, like always having to do. Does that make sense?
I feel like that's not submitting, like being submissive. Like that's submitting yourself to him, but I don't think that's being submissive. Like I feel like when you speak of submissive, it's like someone has to be dominant when it comes to submissiveness. Like that's what you explained to me. I thought of it as like just submitting your love to somebody, like letting them know you're there. Like that's like that's you just giving yourself to the person. But like I feel like when it comes to submissive, it's like there's got to be someone who's dominant. Like,
but I'm gonna give a rebuttal, and I think submission, we've made it that. Does that make sense? Like we've kind of given this thing of like,
that's an assumption.
Submission has to be this thing of like, there has to be a dominant person.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you're in a relationship, you both should be submitting to each other. Does that make sense? I think with social media and all these other nuances, we've made submission seem like massa, slave. And that's not what submission is, in my opinion, to be real with you.
That is very true. I mean, that is just because one is submissive, that it is an assumption that the other one could be dominant, but it's not. Nobody said the other person is dominant.
But that's the thing. To me, it's like you can't. If someone's submitting, someone has to be dominant, because like if you're both submitting, who takes the lead when it's time to take the lead? You know what I'm saying?
I think so that's perfect. I think the key about submitting is knowing when to take the lead. Right? Knowing when, all right, I'm a step down or I'm a step up. Right? I think that could be, how can I say? I don't know. Prime example, I guess, I'm going to see if this goes. But like when Tyler had mentioned, hey, and relationships with Black men and Black women, it's important for you to empower your Black woman and make her feel protected, seen, and heard. Right. And that doesn't just include like, hey, you step on the inside when we're walking down the street, but that means I need you to know, like, anything happens, I'm 100% going to support you. And that may be physically, that may be social emotionally. Do you know what I mean? So you're stepping up to that versus, and then, I don't see submission as this, like, we got to be dominant. One person has to be dominant. For me, I think submission is knowing when to be dominant.
Can I ask you, okay, what if the physical things really was important to the man? Like, all right, if maybe not the dishes sound crazy, but as a man, it would be very lovely.
I would hope niggas got dishwashers. Shit.
No. I'm saying like I'm saying like of course those need to be clean, but the expectation of as soon as I come home, that got to be done. Like that's not really a thing. At least for me, it would be a dream. It'd be a dream come true. Now, of course, the timing is a little off, but it'd be a dream come true to come into the house and dinner's ready. I could just come in, take my shoes off, and eat some food.
That is beautiful.
It's like that's like this must be the Lord shining on me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Not the Lord shining on me.
See,
but some people would say, oh, that might sound a little, what's the word? Old school.
Yeah. But
it's like, know what? I will say, go ahead.
Here's my opposite to that, because for a woman likes to come home to a clean home. So like, if we're home all day, we got clean. So like, when people be like, oh, isn't that? No, it's like, hey, when I'm home all day, I make sure this house is clean for when you to come home. You know what I'm saying?
The sink is empty in preparation for you to make dinner.
I don't think it's that. I think in that situation,
I feel you on that.
If the house clean and you order food, because if I can't cook, you know what I'm saying, and I kept the house clean, because when the man comes on, we just looking for the food. We don't care if the house clean.
Mm-hmm.
And for women, they care if the woman. I feel like women care if the house is clean more than if they're food ready.
Yeah.
But like food is just a bonus. You know what I'm saying? Like if the house is clean and you cook dinner, that's a bonus. The dinner part.
But I don't think it's not. But it's not even that. I think it's the action of like, you come home, you don't got to think about that. Do you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily that the house is clean or that there's food on the thing, but it's just like, okay, this is why I said, like, some of the shit she was saying, kind of, I get it, right? I think it comes down to, you want to make your partner's life easier. Do you know what I mean? Maybe with our work schedules, actually him cooking dinner, it just lay out better for that to be the situation.
And I think that's what I believe to be the definition of submissive, because it's very important that submissive to me means both of y'all are on the same page and nobody out here is like trying to be a rebel with it. Like, yo, if y'all come to an understanding that this is how we work, then we should work together in the manner that we talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like if this is what you said you was gonna do, there's an expectation now that you're gonna do that, and that's coming from both sides. Something that I gotta work on myself. You know what I'm saying? And so the idea of submissiveness really ain't like I tell her what to do and she has to do it. But it's also like making sure that we are on the same page. Like wherever we go, we on the same page. I make sure that if I'm with her and she, like you said, she feels protected, I don't make her look crazy.
Don't make her look crazy.
I don't make her look crazy when I'm not around her, because that's even worse, low key. I don't make her look crazy when I'm not around her. She don't make me look crazy.
This is what I think. For me, submission needs to be a two-way street. And I think like a lot of women were saying, it's like, a lot of dudes are like, I need my girl to be submissive, but you're not upholding your end of the bargain.
Yeah.
And that's the issue here, right? Is like, I shouldn't, if I got to tap into my masculine energy and my feminine energy at that point, what are you here for?
It's a two-way
Do you know
street.
what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be putting something down. Now that's where I kind of had not a problem, but I was just like, I'm interested more, because she's saying a lot of the shit she was saying was concerning, because it's like, oh well, I basically, like, she lives and breathes this man, right?
That's how
Which
it
is
came
cool
off to me as well.
to a certain extent. Like, you need to, like, be involved with your partner, but it gets scary when it's like you're putting 100% out. What is he giving you?
Yeah.
Right? Because I think submission is very critical in a relationship. But like you said, Tyler, that should need to be an agreement, and it need to be a two-way street.
She
But when
even
it's not,
said,
and this is most of the time, when people think of submission, like Jalen said, there's a dominant person and a not dominant person. But it's
I think
like, actually, no, that's just
it's got to be a
that's
back and
not
forth
correct.
thing. In my opinion,
Yeah,
it's a
it
back
has
and
to.
forth.
It has to be
You
very
taking
fluid.
turns. You taking turns. Like, if you're submitting to me, my dominance is doing is like, it's like goes back and forth. It's not like what I was saying.
And the
it's
way, and I don't know, maybe later on in the interview she cleared it up, but it just the way she was talking about, like, oh, I live to fulfill, it was just, it's certain things that's like I hear you, but make sure you're taking.
It's like, yeah, it's concern. It's like you hear it, and it's like sometimes it could be concerning because if you're not hearing the other side.
well,
yeah, it's when you go extreme, that's when it gets kind of hazy.
She says, and it still sounds a little crazy, but she said, like, her relationship is, she felt like she gives about 80%. And so, while of course that's not balanced, and numerically it worked for them, right? But I feel like if she giving 80, this man's 20 must be a strong ass 20.
Has to be.
Like,
Has
you're
to
not
be.
BSing
Gotta be
on the
strong
20. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but also, dang, I almost lost my daggone point here.
She is giving 8% to Cam Newton, which, in my opinion,
shout out to Cam.
He got MVP. He went to the Super Bowl.
He doing what he gotta do.
Heisman winner.
He's solid.
Huh?
He doing what he gotta do.
Yeah, he a hard worker.
I would hope so.
I can only imagine what his 20% must be a hard 20.
Yeah.
Hard 20.
It's very interesting, the
amount of time he
ideas
spent on them
of,
hats, he definitely puts that in his woman.
I hate you.
yeah, big facts.
I wrote that joke down.
That's a good one.
Congratulations.
It's interesting, the idea of submission, because at least me growing up, that was like a Christian type thing that, of course, has kind of gone, into the secular world. I don't really like that word, but that was something I had to learn in, like, premarital class. But what's funny about it is nobody ever reads the other half of that scripture, right? So a lot of dudes, they be like, the Bible, you said, like, wives, submit yourselves to your own husband. I'm reading the scripture right now for those who don't know. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church and his body, which he is the Savior, right? By the way, the women only get 2 verses in this chapter. They just telling you to submit / show some respect. They say, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Present her. There's some other stuff. In this same way, husbands are to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. After all, no one hated their own body, but they feed and care for their body just as Christ does the church. It's like a whole 8 scriptures for the men.
So you know what I took from that?
It came from the Bible.
Oh my goodness.
I took a couple of things. One, God didn't say nothing about scamming, right? God didn't say shit about PPP loans. Okay, so now I'm not going to co-sign some shit and when you get your tax refund, I'm gonna flip it and make it 3. No. We're not doing that. That's one. And then 2, women, you have to be submitting to a quality man. That's a man who understands and knows that, like you said, Tyler, I can't make you look crazy because it's gonna make me look crazy, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Come on, you got to drop a bomb for that. That was
goes hand in hand. Oh, I wasn't ready.
Shout out to Jesus.
I don't got the soundboard up.
Or whoever you worship.
Jesus.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, it's
I did not know that was in the Bible. I really did not know. That's crazy.
Well, Jay, man, when the last time you read about?
See, I need to set myself up for that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, 2015.
I'm down with God. You know me.
But
I
gotta
be in the Pentateuch.
You're right.
We took that class together.
Yeah. I took that class with you, right?
Yeah, we took that. We was competing.
I helped you.
I still won. I didn't win. That's why I didn't win.
Hey, we just here to help each other out. We just here to help each other. Nah, the idea of submission is very interesting. I think a lot of fellas need to make sure that when you have a lady or you get married, you gotta be ready for that leadership role because it's way more important than your wife being submissive. Your wife can't submit unless you doing what you gotta do.
Unless you're doing what you gotta do.
And you gotta understand, she's gonna question you all the way until you prove to her. I'm just saying, no, she will. She gonna question you all the way until you prove to her that you worthy of being worthy until you prove to her she's worthy of being under your submission.
Because some of y'all niggas that be asking for a submissive, I'm not gonna say a B word, but woman, y'all don't be doing y'all part of the.
Don't even know how they wash their asses correctly.
Hey, you use the washcloth on your ass and your face. Shut up. You don't know you need two.
You face
use one.
The ass. You always go face the ass. If you got one face, then you do the ass. I'd rather my ass smell like my face than my face smell like my ass. It's like you always do ass than feet. If you only got one rag, you do face, ass, feet. I'd rather my feet smell
I'm hoping and I'm praying niggas is using two rags. One for the face, one for the ass.
I'm not gonna lie.
I only use exfoliation gloves.
I'd rather my ass smell like a
I use exfoliation gloves.
I use my
right
hand
for everything else. Left
I use my hands, y'all.
Jalen.
You is a wild nigga, man.
Use the exfoliation gloves.
He said I'd rather my ass smell like my face. What the fuck is happening?
I'd rather my ass smell like my face than my face smell like my ass. That's disgusting. Imagine you go to kiss somebody and they face smell like booty.
Hey. But, Jalen's on a roll today.
There it is. My goodness.
Just saying. I mean.
Oh, my ears hurt.
What's the next topic?
Shout out Khadijah, man. Khadijah found a TikTok on TikTok.
Yeah.
She found the TikTok video.
You don't have to say it. You just say she found the TikTok. You don't have to say it. TikTok.
Yeah.
See what I said? He's a fucking old head.
I found a TikTok on TikTok. You know that TikTok. You find on the TikToks on TikTok.
Hey man, what can I say, man? It works for me. You know, this a lot of niggas can't get away with what I get away with.
No, you got that.
Snitch or cheat? Would you rather?
You gotta give the whole enchilada.
Yeah. I was. Right. Would you rather snitch on your friend or cheat on your significant other? Jalen, I ask you.
Sorry, Tyler. I'm snitching, nigga. You dead. I'm sorry. You going to jail. You getting locked up. I'm snitching. You ain't take my wife's me.
You know what? They never specified. What are we snitching about?
Yeah, what are we snitching about?
See, and that's my thing.
Snitching. If it's like you seen him cheating on his girl, I ain't snitching. Ain't my business.
But you would cheat. But you would go ahead and cheat too.
No. What I'm saying is, two
wrongs don't make a right, brother.
What I'm saying is, if I see my homeboy, if I have to snitch on my boy cheating on his wife, or I cheat on my wife, I ain't snitching. If he cheat, that's not my business. So I ain't gonna get him in trouble for something that's not my business. Now, if he got a charge, and he might need to go to jail, and I'm implicated too, and they tell me I gotta snitch or cheat on my
singing
wife,
like a canary.
I'm singing like a canary.
Hey, we talking Fed? The Feddies?
Yeah, they already got the charges.
I am not nobody's trap queen. Get the fuck up out of here.
Just as quick as they gonna press them. Sorry, Tyler. Sorry. But if you, just know if you ever
think about it before you get into some illegal shit.
Just know if you stepped out, I ain't snitching.
I already know. You know what I'm saying? Jay got a family history of their occupation. The
Of being the
family
police.
occupation. Yeah, I know he was snitch. Ain't no.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
I gotta-
police is scary. I live with the niggas.
Yeah,
They are terrified. On and
exactly.
off the job.
You
Not
know
on
what?
and off.
I mean, like. So here's the thing. At this point in my life, I'm married, so hell no, I'm snitching on everybody and their mama.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying?
If you're married, everyone getting snitched on.
Early
back
stages,
at the ranch.
Dating is cheap before snitch.
early stages of a relationship, I'm barely knowing the girl. Like I kind of like her, but I'm still trying to get to know her. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
I'm gonna have to. I go ahead and take that L, and there's plenty of fish in the sea.
It's either she forgive me or she don't.
Yeah, pretty much early on. And like, hey, look,
Were we really even date? I didn't even know we was boyfriend girlfriend.
I'll be all right. I'll be okay. I'll survive. You know what I'm saying? Now I will say, if this was like a shorty that I was like, I've been in the friend zone with for a brick, you know what I'm saying? But really trying to work my way into that, situation, like she been a day one. Like I would hate to like lose her. You feel me?
Yeah.
Cause she real solid. Cause you
That's
need
your
some
homegirl.
solid queens.
She
You need
ain't
some
just-
solid queens in your circle. You feel me?
She ain't just your woman, but she your friend.
Yeah, you got snitch right there. Cause you can't. There's certain women you just can't like.
Because at that
you
point,
can't
it's
burn that
picking one
bridge,
friend
bruh.
over another friend. Honestly,
you can't burn that bridge.
it's just you're
Some of
picking
you
friends.
niggas ain't shit. So I would definitely have to snitch because a lot of you niggas, and then it's the fact that this man, a lot of your boys, man, really ain't gonna do as much for you as your lady. They ain't gonna go the extra mile.
Yeah, they're not.
They ain't gonna give you head. That's disgusting.
Oh, what the fuck? Why would? Hey, he's been taking it to the hoop all fucking day. Have we peeped that?
But that's the truth.
Like this nigga's been
the
slam
truth.
dunking these motherfuckers all
That's
day.
the truth.
You
That's
could
the
have said
truth.
they ain't gonna pay you. They ain't gonna pay your parking ticket. They ain't gonna.
But that's the truth.
Yeah.
They're not gonna give you $30 when you ask for it.
Nah,
They
I
ain't gonna split that Uber. They gonna be like, "Oh, good looks, my
I
nigga."
split Uber with my
I
friends.
fuss with you. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
Jalen's a good friend.
When it comes to $30, it's nothing. You want to give me 15? Cool. I'll give you 15. It's $30.
I'm cheating though for sure.
It's
Blood in,
tit-for-tat.
blood out with my friends.
That's crazy.
Gang shit.
That's crazy.
What
if your boyfriend really done like, you know what I'm saying, like helped you feel softer?
That's cool, but I'm gonna need you to know, like, hey,
that's wild.
Yeah, you gotta know. It's blood in, blood out.
I mean,
see,
what
this
if
is
you,
the thing
if
that
you
guys
like,
think like girls don't like. We be doing some shiesty shit too. This
nah,
shit that
man.
Oh yeah,
I know.
you know what I'm saying? It's shit that I know that could like really earth shatter my friend's shit. And I would never. Till I'm dying with that shit for life. Never.
You know how they say like women don't get along? That's not true. They get along with the specific.
I could go in the bathroom at a club and I walk out with 10 friends.
Yeah.
Don't know none of them bitches.
That's not true at all. Y'all be like super nice to each other. That's the only time that's like true is in the workplace.
Yeah, no, in the workplace.
I've noticed that like women are real mean to each other in the workplace. They be snitching on each
other.
Because
you know what? Because it's like, bitch, you trying to be my supervisor and you a coworker just like me. Relax. You didn't sign the check.
The only time
you know what I hate. Don't you hate that when you're at the workplace and it's somebody that's literally at the same level as you trying to be like a supervisor type shit? It's like, fucking relax.
That's the truth.
Simmer down. That's
one place where that stereotype's actually true. In real life, it's not.
No,
at work,
we're
though,
actually
I've seen so many instances in workplace. People have told me so many workplace stories. I'm like, dudes, that don't happen to men. I never heard.
Because it takes y'all a minute to warm up.
Yeah, I never heard a dude say, "Oh, this dude keep fucking with me at work." Nah, I never heard.
I'm just there to get the check, my G.
Yeah. Nah, it's not even that. It's because dudes don't do that to each other because they know dudes are gonna swing.
Maybe that's what it is.
Dudes swing faster than women swing. I feel like it takes a lot for a woman to swing.
Shout out to my ladies. We the realest.
Men swing faster. Not in speed, like in speed. I was just say they have a less of a tempo. I'm not talking about the actual speed of the punch.
We know what you meant. We know exactly what you meant.
Oh, brother. Oh, God.
Not his speed. I ain't talking about how fast it comes. I'm talking.
Jalen's killing it today. This
Oh,
is your
this shit
episode,
got
guy.
me. This shit got me dying. God dang. All right, man. Real quick. I don't want to say shout out. R. Kelly got sentenced to 30 years in prison.
I was about to say, what
Thank
the
you,
fuck?
Jesus. Hallelujah. I'm so happy.
That
for
nigga
this.
need more time. Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna drop a bomb for that.
It's 30 years.
Shit ain't
Why?
working today.
I mean, how does it work though? I know I'm sure none of us really did the research on why 30 years.
I
If you
absolutely
did
did
both
not.
sides.
I didn't want that in my browsing history.
I just knew it was gonna be a
But
lot of years.
yeah,
But I wish he got life.
How old is he?
I don't
Not
know,
old
40
enough.
some, 50 some.
You know the shit that's actually scary about this shit is that my sister, who is 40 something,
He's 55.
Get
so
out at
my
80.
sister who's like 40 something, she's her generation, they knew about kind of the creepy weird shit. I think for me, my thing is like generations upon generations knew that this nigga was doing some, what do they call him? The Pied Piper, some shit like that.
Yeah.
They knew about him doing some shit that's off, and nobody like kind of said anything. They were like, well, you know, because they really liked his music and da da da. And I'm just like,
Well,
you got to get to a point where it's like, fuck the music. That's some sick shit. And I'm to the point too where I'm like, the parents, I don't know, because you're not. I just don't know if I fully believe that they weren't hip to some shit.
Well,
I'm not gonna say they knew about the whole enchilada, but
it was just a long time coming because his first
that's
case,
a long fucking time.
The one time they could have got him, he paid off the family.
And they took that shit quick.
Yeah, they paid off the family. There was only one person in that family. There was the girl's aunt who introduced him. Was like, that's wrong. And then her own, it destroyed that whole family. Like the whole family's estranged.
Oh, that was the one that was on the fucking the tape.
She was singing. It was like one of his artists' nieces who she introduced because she wanted to sing, and then she didn't realize until it got weird. Like she would be there before she got, like, her own niece would be at the studio before she got there, and she's like, "What are you doing here without me?" And like her sister would just drop her off, and it was like weird. And she's like, "What do you do?" Like she would tell her sister, and her sister was like, "That's not true. My daughter would have told me, blah blah blah." And it was like he was paying him off because she took the stand against her own family, basically, and was like, "Yeah, he was doing this," and they were like, "No, it's not true." And like estranged the whole family. Do you want to start a remote podcast? Well, we have the perfect website for you, riverside.fm, where you can record remote podcasts and video interviews in studio quality from anywhere, used by over 70,000+ creators and Fortune 500 firms. Riverside allows you to upload your video and audio while recording on your web browser itself. That means you don't have to download any apps onto your computer. Riverside also allows you to edit your video and audio on the platform and cut up clips from your recording for social media. So if you're thinking of starting a podcast, it's as easy as clicking the link in the description. Thank you. Now let's get back to the show.
This shit been going on too long. Like this, it's really sick. And it's crazy because they still play that shit in the club.
Not as much.
Not as much, but I was just like, hey, I thought we muted this motherfucker. It's very, it's nasty. And I'm sure that there was artists and people in the industry that knew about this shit too.
Oh yeah, it still be happening. It still be happening.
As I listen to you, Jay, I feel like what you were saying, and I just thought about like Kendrick Lamar's line in Mr. Morale. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, like the levels and levels of like black trauma that this whole R. Kelly situation introduced. It was like financial trauma with the family that he paid off. It was like the desperation to get some money. You know what I'm saying? You got the sexual trauma R. Kelly faced with his molestation, leading to all the nasty stuff he did. You got the documentary, which this was what the Kendrick line taught me about. He was like wondering if whatever Oprah went through, if this helped her overcome anything that she might have been through, like, cause she was going at this nigga aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, it's just so much shit that we as like people really be like dealing with, my nigga. And I know maybe I just took this motherfucking shit a little too deep, but I was just like,
No,
yo,
but I think when you think about like sexual assault, there's a lot of people who endure that shit in their families or in like family friends and shit like that. And you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I didn't say anything," or "When I did, nobody believed me, so I just continue to like harbor that shit." And it does
yeah,
manifest into some traumatic shit, and that
once again,
overflows in your romantical relationships, your
mm,
your trust issues. And so it does manifest into some shit. Like, you're
it
not going to tell
definitely,
me. I'm sure that aunt probably feels fucking bad as shit to be the
Yeah.
person that even fucking connected this motherfucker
Mm-hmm.
with her niece. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
she
her
might
intent
even
was
do
not
some.
in a sick way.
She
She was
was
like,
trying to
"Oh, yeah."
she was trying to help her niece because she thought her niece could sing.
So that's another, you know what I mean, Tyler? So that goes to, now she has that trauma, right? And then now another layer, the family don't fuck with her because they don't
Mm-hmm.
see it as like, hey, like this little girl, it was inappropriate. It wasn't okay.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money that nigga gave you. It wasn't okay. But I also want to name for people too. People like him are so fucking good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the concern. That's the sick part. His wife, she didn't know. He kept that shit very separate, but also he
He was
kept her
abusing
very
her
separate.
yeah, he was abusing her as well, not letting her leave the
Yeah.
house.
That's some crazy stuff.
That's why they say
Mind you,
Trey Songz
I
shit's
didn't
about to be
watch the
worse.
documentary, so y'all please excuse me.
I
ain't
can't
watched
wait for his shit to drop because I believe it.
Yeah, because
There's been too many like little stories here and there.
this
That shit's gonna
basketball
connect.
player. Remember Tyler? You remember them twins, the Gonzalez twins?
Yeah,
He messed with one of them. She be vocal about it too. She be like, "Yeah, Trey Songz is a rapist."
Mm.
Like she'll say it like blatantly on her social media. Nobody even puts no attention to it. Like it's so sad.
That's
Now
fucking sick.
So it's like there's definitely more dudes like that in the industry.
This plays, I guess this kind of plays part with the whole submission thing, right? It's like, yo, if we as black men want to be more respected, I feel like there is a lack of respect for the black man in our community. And it is slightly deserved, historically, slightly deserved. You know what I'm saying? But if we really want that respect from our women, even from our kids, man, we really gotta earn that shit now. This is not just a title no more.
Yeah.
Being a
No.
black father is not just a title no more. Being a black man is not just a title no more. This is some shit. This gotta be earned, man. And like we gotta prevent. We gotta do something about this shit, like, especially for the kids and the women, man. Like that shit ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Very frustrating. It's frustrating because it's hard to look at some of these older dudes and like
And respect
look
them.
these niggas in the eye and really shake their hand like firm grip type. Yeah, it's hard
Like,
to show respect to
R.
these
Kelly
niggas, man.
married Aaliyah when she was 15 years old and nobody said
And
nothing.
nobody saw the fucking red flag in that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like in her room, laid up together. I don't give a fuck if this nigga didn't put his penis in her. You're doing sexual things with her.
Yeah.
That's inappropriate.
Very
Period.
inappropriate.
Looking
It's
like
fucking
creep.
inappropriate because they love to be like, oh, well, he didn't. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that
And
is
that's
so
not true.
sick and
that's
so
not true.
fucking nasty.
It's
You
not
look
true.
like a creep, and age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah,
This
looking
nigga
like
in
a-
the
Hey,
background
and
of
I
the
Put a
to
lot of
this
focus
day,
in the back.
I dead ass can't even look at that album the same.
I don't even listen to it.
can't play.
I can't even tune into that shit because it's sick. And it's also just like, you know what level of brainwash she had to have endured? Because
Right.
I also think about like people like, oh, well, I could have got up and left.
No, you
It's
couldn't.
not that easy when you've been mentally brainwashed and almost trained
It's called
to think
Stockholm
this shit's
syndrome.
cool.
It's called
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome.
For sure. That's just sick.
It's great. Ugh. R. Kelly's a piece of shit.
We talk about this all the
Like,
time.
No, what's
but like,
beneath
the
shit?
nigga-
He's like
nigga-
that watery shit. That shit that just oozes out.
Ugh. That nigga used to hang outside fucking. Ugh. That nigga used to hang out in front of the fucking high school every day as he's been
At the fucking McDonald's. What a
Yeah.
fucking loser. Right?
Like,
At the
listen,
McDonald's.
somebody-
Ooh, yeah, I'm so
I was-
cool. You're
I
a
was
fucking pedo.
I was talking to somebody and they were telling me, somebody I knew who grew up in Chicago and telling me about their older sibling was like, yeah, I used to remember seeing R. Kelly all the time at the school. So weird. And it was like, what the fuck? Like he just be there.
But what would it take? What would it take from us I guess as a community, but specifically black men, what's it going to take from us to provide us really a safer environment for?
We gotta just stop putting people on a pedestal. It's like when people are on a pedestal, we let them do it, and it's not even just for black people. It's for everybody. When there's people on a pedestal, we let them get away with shit.
But you know what? I want I want to push that a step further. And when we have celebrities, we tend to be like, well, their art, they've contributed. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
You can contribute all types of shit. Wrong is wrong. And that's the problem we have. Well, R. Kelly's done so many good songs and music. That's why he's been able to kind of get away with the shit he got away with for so long because of the music, the art. Like, I don't give a fuck about I Believe I Can Fly. I hope the nigga flies to heaven real soon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
Like, I can't. But like I said, for me, there's a difference, right? Prime example, people were saying, well, what about Chris Brown? Now, am I saying that it's cool for him to have dogs walk Rihanna the way he did?
Nope.
No, absolutely not. It's no. But I'm a firm believer that he got what he deserved. There was a good amount of time where he wasn't making bread. He wasn't flying high like he used to. So he had that period where he did suffer. He's moved on. She's very successful. I don't believe in continuing to harbor that over him. Right? But that's also a one-time thing. It wasn't like every bitch he's been with, he's done them like that. Do you know what I mean?
He's also not as big as he could have been because of that.
Right. Like and he's always going to have that like halo and never going to reach the capacity in which he should have, right? Because of that one instance. This R. Kelly's had multiple
He continued the behavior. He didn't
continue the behavior. Didn't fucking learn.
He still don't think he did anything wrong. He still don't
didn't go to rehab. Because my thing is, cool, you sick up here, take care of that. You got the bread to take care of that. Yeah. You never at one point said, I'm not right. I got to go get help. You got slicker and better about how you moved and did the shit.
He had them moving in with him, and he got better at it. Because after the PP tape, he should have got some help. Someone should have said,
off of that,
bro, you need to get some help.
But nobody held him accountable. So of course he's like, now he thinks, oh, I'm untouchable. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
And they want to put it on the girl, like, oh, she fast. She's a child. You a grown man. I don't care how fast this little girl you say this little girl is. I'm a grown man. Get out my space.
Like, so what's it look like to not put a celebrity on a pedestal?
You gotta hold them accountable for when they do things wrong.
I think Kanye, he's a prime example.
Yeah.
Explain.
Wait.
What? I think Kanye, we've all kind of gotten to a space where now it's like, no, you got to get the help. You got to get the help. There's something wrong there. And I think no matter who I've spoken to about it, there's people that are like, hey, I can't tune in to his Netflix shit because I don't want to see that. Right?
Apparently so that means he's legally dead for a year. Y'all hear about that shit? Apparently he's legally dead for a year. So that's why he showed up to the BET Awards with his face covered.
Because he's legally
dead.
You
see what I'm saying? This man.
I feel like when
this man got to get help. He's not right up top. But my example in saying Kanye is that like we say his work and everything he's done, genius shit, right? Groundbreaking shit. Motherfuckers still need to get help. And people are still holding him accountable. Is he listening? No. But you could see like, there's going to be people that are like, oh, he could do no wrong. But I feel like a lot of people have moved to the wave of like, hey, nah, he got to get help. This is out of control.
But I feel like it's different. It's different because like he hasn't done anything that was like he said fucked up shit, but like
he hasn't physically done anything out.
Like he's not like holding women. He's not kidnapping women and niggas are like, oh,
fuck
it's
around.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't think Kanye would ever like
put him in that house across the street.
The only thing Kanye I think would do is like stop Kim Kardashian, which he's obviously doing now. Well, what he has been doing.
Well, that's something that's not okay.
It's not okay, but it's not as people are. But it's like people are giving him the excuse for that. Like, oh, this nigga's crazy. Of course he gonna do that. As opposed to like,
I do believe if we hold, I know there's levels.
But people ain't letting it slide. That's what I'm saying. People ain't letting that slide. Okay. But it's also because he's nuts. So it's like people who don't care about like. Of course he'll do that. But in a case for R. Kelly, he's touching little girls. Nobody's saying nothing, and that's like way worse than him stalking his ex-wife.
But I was trying to give him an example of us not putting somebody on a pedestal. I think it's hard.
Yeah.
I would say
And
Chris Brown. I would
also-
say if you're gonna compare,
Chris
I would say
Brown,
Chris Brown's the closest we've gotten to like
he definitely
somebody physically doing some shit that we were just like, nah, that's not okay.
Yeah,
because
he
Chris
could
Brown
have
could do
been.
no wrong until
He
he
could
did
have
something
been.
so wrong that couldn't.
I know we have this Chris Brown, Michael Jackson. We didn't really have it one episode, but like without the Rihanna blemish, I think he gets that label. Like I think that trajectory, not now,
goes a completely
but I
different
think he
place.
takes that trajectory of I'm way bigger than Michael Jackson, unless he just breaks. I feel like they kind of paint him as this.
But then they
cool
try to
little
get
boy.
people like Michael Jackson. He had his own issues that like I don't even think it's true.
Bro, the 90s was different, man.
90s was
You think
different.
it were true?
I don't think
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
but
be
I don't
honest.
think they were true.
I'm glad we're talking about Michael. I think just off of the shit I've heard, the shit I've read, I genuinely think he endured some trauma. Like you're getting beat with a fucking iron, bro. That's abuse.
He's fucked
so he
up.
was abused majority of his childhood. Never had a childhood, to be
Just
honest.
performed. All he did was perform.
And so then, you know what I mean? But like, it goes back to what Tyler was saying. That trauma manifests.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that trauma manifested in him. He had crazy money, right? So he's like, oh, I'm going to build a Neverland. Like, because in his mind, I don't think he ever grew up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we all have our inner childhood.
It's purely mentally a child, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't think he ever, because he never experienced that. So he was always chasing that. And so obviously for us, it's like, you a grown ass man. That's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
But I think it was he was just feeding his inner child.
Yeah. Because he didn't.
So I think some of the shit, cool, not, I don't think it was with that intent of like him like luring kids. I think that just what ended up happening. But I also think this is another prime example of he could have got help. He could have got put onto a therapist, or, you know what I'm saying? Like you have the resources in which you could have gotten that help. But at the same time, I'm sure he didn't have nobody doing it. He had nothing but yes men.
Yeah, for sure. But also he had that innocence to him. So I feel like, I don't know, I think it was so innocent that people were like, there's nothing really wrong. It's just weird. But
yeah,
like, then there
it was more strange.
Like, oh, he's touching my kids. Because a lot of them kids come out have admitted to lying and being told to say that. So I don't know if it's true or not, but I
don't think it was. I think he was somebody very.
He didn't even have sex
damaged.
to have his own children. You think he was having sex with? You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't even have sex to have his own.
I just found out about this, but supposedly his dad fucking beat him so bad that he couldn't. He was spitting blinks because I guess he hit him in that area so fucking bad he couldn't physically have kids.
Oh, probably getting hit in the stomach.
No, I think in his like private area.
Oh, yo, real quick. Do y'all believe in spanking your children?
I believe in spanking, not abuse. There's two different things.
Yeah.
Define the difference. Because my wife was reading this book. My wife was reading this book and she was like, if you hit your spouse, it's abuse. So why is it not abuse if you hit your child?
So this is, for me, I am pro tap that ass. Okay. Now, do I feel, and I'm going to justify my thing. When I say tap that ass, I mean like you like burnt something or you stole something. Like you got to do something major for me to physically feel like now I have to harm you. My thing is a spanking shouldn't be something that you're giving out like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Your kid shouldn't know like that, oh shit, I did this, I'm going to get that. It should be like, oh fuck, this was so bad, my mom or my dad got to hit me type of shit. And when I'm saying hitting, I mean with clothes on. So it's not, raw skin. And I mean with no objects. Abuse to me is like I'm getting the iron board and I'm fucking you up because it's a Tuesday. Or I'm getting the metal iron, right? And I'm putting that shit on the stove and I'm hitting you. I'm putting cigarettes out on you type shit.
Yeah.
That's abuse. And there's people out there that do shit like that. That'll like, they had a hard day at work, so they're going to put a cigarette out on a kid. It's sick shit, but that's what I define as abuse. Spanking is more, I'm spanking you because you did something wrong and I've told you about it and you still did it. Do you know what I mean? Like we did the verbal,
Yeah.
and that worked, and then you did it again. So now
feel
it's
like
yeah.
that spanking. I feel like even that type of spanking could still be like abuse in a way. It depends how you do it. Like, you can't be like, because you could still spank and you could go hard as hell, wear their ass out, and it's like that's too much. Like I think the best example is with Tyler's story about how he used to get spanked. That's like the best example like I've ever heard.
Oh,
How did you
heard
used to
of
get
this?
spanked, Tyler?
Man, shout out to the fam, man. My mama had a chopping board with scriptures on both sides. Okay. My mother would take us to the bathroom. Shout out to you, Ma. She would spank us 3 times. One for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Spirit.
And that's not okay. And that's you
But
said
like,
that's good, Jalen?
I think it's good because it's only
Here's
3.
the
It's only
thing.
3 smacks.
Here's the
Yeah, that's a
thing.
spanking though.
But like,
Yes,
what
it
I'm
was.
saying is like you shouldn't be like pat 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 like going hard.
Yeah.
Like
So you're
with it.
talking. I think this is my mind. Abuse is excessive force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you treating me like a black man and the police, that's abuse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that. It should be a and then that's
Yeah.
and then you gonna walk it off.
That's why I just wanted
Walk
to
it off in
clarify.
your room. I don't want to see it because you remind me of the guilt of just hitting.
That's why I wanted to make sure you made sure you clarified with that specifically.
Yeah, it's abuse like it's excessive.
Yeah.
Like
if it's like a little pat,
force.
pat, it's like that's not. It's like come on, it's like when you touch a stove, you're gonna burn yourself.
Do you feel like spanking is allowing your child to get the best of your emotions? Like, shouldn't you always be kind of under control?
Well, you shouldn't be
I
spanking them out of anger. You need to calm yourself down.
It depends on the timing. So if you do it right then and there, this motherfucker done dropped all the jars. That's out of anger, right? Versus go to your room, right? 1, you got to clean up the jars Julio just fucking knocked down, right? But 2, that gives you time to really decompress and be like, all right, what my thing is, if I'm going to spank you, there has to be a bigger lesson. It can't just be about the jars. Do you know what I mean? So when you hit your child or you spank your child, let me rephrase, then you got to be able to articulate why you spanked them. And if you can't articulate and justify that spanking, you ain't have no business doing it.
Yeah, you got to have a conversation.
Because you also got to know, like, hey, it's appropriate for a 5-year-old to get flour all over the place.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the toddlers, they're crawling, that's the shit they do.
Yeah.
But if you 13 stealing Jordans out of the store, oh, I got something for you. You know what I mean? That's something else. I also think you got to contribute that thought process too of like, is this age appropriate?
Yeah.
How can I take this and like, okay, cool, don't do that. And this is why you don't do that. This is why I'm an advocate for not doing baby talk to kids.
Yeah. I hate
like,
I hate the baby talk.
I don't believe in baby
I
talk.
hate baby talk. In any capacity.
The most articulate people in the world, I feel like, are articulate because their parents talk to them like they are now. Obviously not cussing, but like you want your child to like be able to articulate themselves.
I'm very
when
much.
I say I hate baby talk, I meant like in excess.
Yeah.
Like every now and again, in excess.
In
like,
excess.
Like when it's like every time you talk to your child, it's baby talk. It's like, all right, bro, talk to your child like an adult.
No, I'm gonna try my best not to do that shit at all. I'm also gonna try not to cuss because I don't want to. I don't need the first word to be bitch.
I'm gonna tell you right now, my kid gonna hear a cuss word. They gonna know not to say it, but you know they gonna hear.
My thing is, if you're gonna do it, I'm not gonna be mad at my kid if they use it in style. Like if you use it correctly,
if you use it correctly,
I'd be like, watch your mouth.
If you talking about a dog,
hey, take it easy. But
if my kid points at the dog and go, look at that bitch.
I think when my kid gets like 12, I'm allow him to swear.
I'll see you, man. If there's some shit on the ground, he's like, there's some shit on the ground. I'm like, hey, you right. There's some shit, ain't it?
I think so. I want my kid.
He's like, that is shit. Good job.
I want my kid to swear correctly. So like, I feel like I want to have like a thing where it's like only when we're doing this activity you're allowed to swear. Like if we go like fishing or something. Like, oh, we go fishing on the boat, you're allowed to swear.
Okay, like a safe space.
Yeah, like you're allowed to swear.
Okay, I can see that.
But like, not swear at me. But like, you know, like if they drop some, be like, shit. You know, like.
Well, I feel like fuck would be more. Oh,
or like shit, fuck. One of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know what I'm saying? Like, people say, damn, you know.
Golly gosh darn.
Yeah, like I don't like they gonna learn to like, oh, you don't cuss at me. Like they're not gonna be like, hey, what's up, you motherfucker? Or
you know what?
Like,
that's actually good. That it's the action, not the person.
Yeah,
I actually like that.
Like I want.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I can't wait to punish my kids. I be thinking about this all the time.
That's
like I be watching
terrifying.
my wife and kids, and I can't wait for them to get in trouble because I'm really gonna do everything in my power not to spank my kids. So I can't wait for the day they get in trouble. They go to school, and they come home with nothing in their room, and they gotta like sleep on the floor.
Hey, because why do I feel like people sleep on that? Like that does something. Where the older I got, my mom realized like hit whoopings wasn't doing it right.
Oh, nothing. I
and
can't
so
wait to just take
she was
their
like,
phone
"Cool,
and-
I got one better. I'm taking your phone."
Yeah,
I'm gonna just cut off the Wi-Fi, and I
Or
use
my brother
cut
got
off the
good. He would
Wi-Fi?
take the cord out of the TV, so the TV would be there. Bitch wouldn't turn on. You know what I'm saying? So like
You gotta
mind
look
games
at
like
what you
that.
did.
Remember, trauma is good. Trauma builds character.
I just want them to sit with themselves. That's probably some of the toughest thing a kid really got to do is sit with themselves. I just can't wait for that day.
Yeah,
But you know
what I'm saying?
what? Beauty will come out of that.
they'll
That's
learn
what
how to
I'm
do
saying.
something.
Your imagination will run wild.
They might read some books. You feel me?
Do something.
Learn how to play a Beethoven. They want to
Something.
figure something out. I did that. My mama, man, one time I forged my mama's signature. And I got away
That's
with
the
it at
worst thing you could
school.
do. I did that shit once.
I got away with it at school. I forgot to throw the test away. Failed that test. That needed the
I did
parents.
that shit on the bus with witnesses.
Boy,
Fucked up.
my mama saw that test. Oh man, locked me in a room for a month. I could only go to school, and I had to eat dinner away from them. Like we don't eat together. I had to eat dinner in another room.
See,
Oh,
and didn't even have to touch you. But I
No.
bet you felt it.
I felt that one worse than all the whippets. All the whippets combined. That
I
joke was
felt
rough.
that one worse than all the whippets.
Funny thing is, my mother think I just took it like a champ. She thinks I just took that punishment like a G. She was like, he was in the room playing the piano, reading. I'm like, what makes you think I want to be in my room every day for a month? That was terrible. Absolutely
This is
terrible.
basically living in prison.
Yeah.
Oh, he was living it up. He good. He fine. He's having a good time.
That's
Yeah.
horrible. I
That's
never got
hilarious,
punished.
Never?
I think I got punished once. Actually, one time.
Wow.
But it was my own fault. I
what
pulled
a
a prank.
priv.
I pulled a prank, a bad prank. You know,
Sounds like
that.
Jalen.
So what
see
I
that.
did was right. No, so what I did was I was with my auntie Gail and my cousin Brianna was like having her independence. She was all happy. She was like, I'm going to the carnival by myself with my friends. Right? So my aunt was like, we're gonna fuck with her. And I called her and said I was lost. And then she called my Uncle Joey, who's the police. And this nigga rolled up. Like, what the fuck? You was playing a joke? I didn't know that she was gonna call the police.
Hey, the connection's in the house. What are you talking
I
about?
just thought she was gonna come back home. I thought she was just gonna come home and then see us and be like, hi. But nah, she did the right thing, called my uncle, and he rolled up. He's like, I had to put out a thing. He's like, this is a false report. I was like, oh my God. He
Jesus
took my
Christ.
PlayStation away
Hey,
for a
man.
day.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it was
That's
just
not
a
bad.
day.
That was
No,
your
I
only
tried-
punishment?
Well, that's because I never did
got
anything
taken away
bad. So he
every
was
week.
like, he took my shit away for a day because he's like, you never did anything like this before. So he's like, he took it away.
Oh,
Okay.
Jalen, you're a
PlayStation.
good kid.
I
was a
know,
good
right?
kid.
You had PlayStation during the school year?
Yeah, I did
Bro.
my
Tyler, we
homework.
already know you was growing up Christian.
I
No,
got
so-
yeah, I mean,
straight
it wasn't.
A's.
Yeah, my mom took away my PlayStation till Friday. Like, come Monday, she hit that joint. Like, I didn't have a PlayStation.
I lived a
during
very
the-
independent childhood.
yeah.
Like, I was
that
like,
shit crazy.
I didn't raise myself, but I would live a very independent like childhood. So
I'll
like,
be damn. Good
my
for you,
grandma was very
No,
hands
oh my
off.
God, my mom was strict as fuck. I wanted an iPhone. I had to write a contract. Can you imagine
I
being
was
like
grateful.
5th, 6th grade,
Bro.
having to
I
type up
also-
a contract? That's why I'm so good
But-
with Microsoft Word and shit because
But
I had to
also-
use the bitch so
also-
early on.
Also, I had a
You
dead mom,
negotiated.
so like
I had a flip phone.
You had a flip phone. Oh, I had the.
I had a
I had a
Wait,
flip
what did you say,
phone.
Jalen?
I had a
I
flip
said,
phone through high
Also,
school.
I had a dead mom, so like I got like preferential
that's fair.
treatment. Plus, I never did
good.
anything bad, and I had a dead mom.
No,
so-
it's because you never did anything bad, Jalen. Jesus.
no, it was
Christ.
it was both. Like when my mom was alive, my mom was strict as fuck. I couldn't leave the table until I did my did my my times tables
Multiplication.
40 times. I had to do all the times tables. Like I had to do my times tables for every night. My mom wouldn't let me leave the table. My mom would not let me leave the table.
You know what? And look at you,
And then
college
Look at you now.
graduate.
That's right.
the only time
trauma does some good.
The only time
You know?
I ever had like real trauma from like a parent is when my mom. I told my mom I wanted to quit football when I played Pop Water. That was scary. I was afraid.
What did she say?
She went the fuck off. She went the fuck off. I never seen my mom go off. I seen my mom go off, but I never seen her go off on me like that. I already paid for this fucking shit.
I was about to say that motherfucker ain't free. Money.
Yeah, but I never wanted to play. She forced me to play. I didn't want to play.
But you know what? I think I'm gonna put my kids in some sports or some extracurriculator. Like you gotta
just left me in basketball.
You gotta be outside.
If you gotta be outside. I think that's the problem now. These kids are not outside. They're not. You know what I mean? Like I used to come home from school and be like, okay, can I go outside? Do your homework. I would like be itching to be out and like running, playing tag. I remember asking my mom for a jump rope. You know what this woman gave me? Extension cord. She was like, go ahead, tie that to the fence. Because it was only two of us. There wasn't a lot of kids on my street. It was only two of us. She was like, tie it. Now, one. And then she was like, Karicha, jump. I'm like, what the fuck? It was the ghetto shit ever. But I loved being outside.
My friends used to always make me go outside. They used to come to my door. Like, hey, you want to come outside? I'd be like, to do what? Ain't shit to do.
Oh my God. Shelter.
But they forced me. They'd always force me. Especially.
Yeah, I'm forcing my kids to go outside. Hey, you not coming in until the street lights is on. Go ahead. The water pop, you got the hose for when you thirsty.
Oh nah. You live in Alabama? Wait, what's going on?
Oh, I'll give them Poland Spring some bottled water, but you're not allowed inside.
Yeah, give them that generic brand, man. Give them that generic brand.
Hey, my mom was never playing that. She was like, nah, you're outside. When the street lights come on, that you come in. But other than that, go outside.
Oh man, I felt like I got to know y'all a little better today. Definitely appreciate that. Well, look, y'all. What else? We good. I think we good.
That was a good. Y'all are welcome.
You would do it real well. You do it real well. You should just wrap it up right there.
Make sure y'all please subscribe, hit that notification bell if you watch this on the YouTube. If you listen to this on the podcast, man, make sure you leave a rating, leave a review. This is the No Clearance Podcast, man.
Don't play with me, play with your mom.
We talk about anything and everything, and we say what the fuck we want to say because we speak with no clearance, and that's what we do.
And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But you know.
Oh yeah, real quick. Y'all come back and DJ get in these comments.
Yeah.
We coming up. No, you're getting blocked.
Forced it on YouTube.
You're getting blocked.
Niggas about to get blocked. Y'all niggas gonna get blocked. We gonna find your IP address. We gonna find out where you live, and we gonna find you, bro.
Nah, y'all need to know.
Ain't no disrespect.
It's real niggas talking on the mic.
Don't be.
So if you don't agree with the real niggas, then that's fine. But go ahead and hit that like and then exit out.
Hit that like, and keep it pushing, man. You feel me?
It's okay. You could dislike.
All right, y'all.
That's interaction.
This is a No Clear podcast, man. Stay blessed, stay black, man. Peace.